G'day guys, this video is about how I began writing songs with the AI platforms and a bit of what I learnt along the way. Now, I did use a couple of platforms before I settled on Suno, but Suno seems to be pretty much about the best one I've come across for general songs. Now, with the AI platforms, you can get them to write your own lyrics, but as far as I'm concerned, that's cheating. And I think you'll find that YouTube will not monetize accounts where there's no human involvement. So I've always written my own words, and as you can see here, this is one that I've been working on. There are sometimes fun ways of getting AI to pronounce things properly. I don't know how that's going to come out. We'll find out. But what I did initially was just take my lyrics and copy them straight in as you can see. There's a few verses there, no instructions, no information for Suno, and I used to just drop them into the lyrics section, put some information in styles. You could put country music, although in this case I think it should probably be folk, male vocal. I actually don't have to put that in here. Folk, angry folk ballad, angry ballad. And this section is used to sort of give Suno an idea of what you want to generate. You can see they've got some down at the bottom here, some suggestions, but you can come up with your own ones. You don't need to just follow these. And they've got a section here, advanced options. If you play around with this one and you wind it up here, you'll get some very funny results. I tend not to play with that one much. This one will allow you to increase or decrease the effect of the genre, I guess you would call it. The more you put it up here, the more it will go towards that style. We'll just wind it up a little bit for this one. And this was generally how I used to do it. So we'll create, it always creates 2 songs at a time, so you've got a choice. And you'll see just how quick this is. It's amazingly powerful. Very, very quick. That's already ready to start playing as soon as you see the play button. Let's see what this sounds like.
She blows, the cry goes up, a breaching well is seen, the longboat's manned and lowered, the lookout's eyes were keen.
Now I'm finding that a little bit on the slow side. It might pick up. Now, it's not too bad. It's a little slow tempo, I think, for my taste. Let's just see what they've come up with on the second version here. They've gone with the same sort of vocal. It didn't get that graphic right. Low red. Okay, you get the idea. It's come up with a couple of different versions there. We're going to do away with this down the bottom here. We're going to go back to where I've actually rewritten this, and I've put the instructions in. Now, what you can do with Suno, and I think a lot of the other AI platforms, is you can define a style. And what I've done, I've put some information up here for the style of music I want. Now, Suno may or may not follow this. A lot of the time it won't put in Australian accent and that sort of thing. But you can just do your best to give it some information about how you want that song to sound. So we'll flick back over to Suno and we'll whack that into styles. Now we're not going to use the advanced options here, so we're going to set that back and we're going to let the commands do the work. So we won't use the advanced options at all. We've got the style in. We'll just delete the old version there, because what I'm going to do now is pick up the information that I've put together for the song. And you can see we've labelled the verses. We've got chorus. Now, there wasn't a chorus in the original one. I hadn't written it for the ballad. But when you're writing a song, you sort of need choruses for a lot of the songs. It's difficult to get by without writing a chorus. You can write a bridge. You can look that up if you want to find out what that's all about. But that gives a bit of a relief from the general feel of the song. A change of direction, if you like. And you can see here we've got these square brackets up here are the commands you're giving Suno. And as I say, it may or may not take notice of them. And you can, at the end of the song, you do an outro, so it knows the song's ending and hopefully will wind it up and end it properly. So we'll copy that. We'll pop it into vocals, into lyrics, I'm sorry. And we're not going to do anything else for that. So I'm just going to create that now. And again, you'll see just how quickly these things generate. It's amazing. Something that would take probably weeks or maybe even months for musos to write and produce. They do this in just a few seconds. Literally a minute or less, most of the songs. That one's taking a little bit longer, but there we go. You can start playing it. Now let's see what we got with a more detailed command set.
The large she blows, the cry goes up, a breaching whale is seen.
As you can see, it's completely ignored the Australian accent and has put it in an American accent, which is what it usually does.
The longboat's manned and low red.
Low red, we'll have to play with that lyric.
The hunt begins, the whalers chant, the oarsmen strain and pull.
Now, the way this is sounding at the moment, I don't like it. The reason I don't like it, there's nothing actually wrong with it, but there's a very, very similar tempo in many of the songs that Suno does. And once you've made a few songs, you're going to hear it yourself. You'll be able to detect straight away.
The ship won't turn for port till her holds are full. The boat seems small, the men seem weak beside the mighty whale. But its gentle nature seals its fate. The harpoon never fails. The mighty whales have no defense against our sharpened spears. We slaughtered them for meat and oil for many, many years. Their numbers fell to record lows all throughout the world, and all the while nobody cared, and bloody waters swirled.
Okay, that is a very, very similar sort of tune and rhythm to what Suno produces a lot of the time. Let's see what it came up with the second version. Okay, it's added that itself.
The harsh she blows, the cry goes up, a breaching whale is seen. The longboat's manned and low red, the lookouts' eyes were keen. The hunt begins, the whalers chant, the oarsmen strain and pull. The whaling ship won't turn for port till her holds are full. The boat seems small, the men seem weak beside the mighty whales.
Again, not bad. It's an okay song. but I'm still not very happy with the sound of it. Now I'm going to switch platforms now, and we'll see what Tuny comes up with. It can be quite an interesting platform to play with, and it usually will give you some suggestions about different styles. So I'm not going to give it any of the information that I gave to Suno. Okay, so I'm back with an edited version here where I've taken all the commands out that I would give to Suno. You can give commands to most of these AI platforms, but with Tuny I'm just going to play with the AI and see what we can come up with. So it's not telling it where the chorus is or anything else, where the outro is, but all I'm going to do is take this and give it to Tuny and see what it comes up with, because it will usually come back and give me some options. And this one can take a while to have a little bit of a look at the lyrics and think about what to do. So if necessary I will just cut that boring bit out. And okay, no, that was pretty quick. It'll probably take a little bit longer to generate, but as you can see here we've got some options. So you can select any of these. You can either select the number 1 epic folk protest ballad, moody or modern, or you can have them all. Now because we're doing a demo here I'm going to select all of them, use up some of my credits. They did give me a lot of credits. This is still a free account on here, as you can see, and still got quite a few credits, and they don't use those up very quickly. So it's actually a great platform to play around with. I'm assuming because this is in some sort of a test mode at the moment, they're being fairly generous with what people can do. I expect that to tighten up. I would like to subscribe to it, but I only pay via PayPal online, so if they don't have a PayPal option, then I won't be subscribing. Hopefully they will introduce that at some stage, because I definitely would like to subscribe to it and play with this platform a bit more. It's quite interesting. You can see it's getting on with the job down here and giving us some information. You can chat to the AI if you want to, but the interesting thing about this one is you can give it instructions after you've done the song. Say, I don't like this, I don't like that. Obviously the lowered bit, the lyrics there are probably going to be wrong. The AI doesn't know what to do with that. We know how to read it, but the AI doesn't, and I haven't done anything to correct that. That's something you would play with over time once you get a song that you like. And as you can see here, it's generating 2 songs for each of those different styles. And we can go through and have a little quick listen to what it comes up with. And the first one's coming up already down here. Now this one's a bit slow. Sometimes if you play that, you'll get part way through and it'll stop and you'll think, it's stuffed up, but it hasn't. It's only because you've played it a bit early and it hasn't quite finished generating the song, so it'll get part way through it and then stop. But if you refresh the page and give it a few minutes first, then it'll come up with the whole song. Okay, so let's start down here because that's the first one it's generated. Let's have a listen. I like the beginning of that.
Thirst she blows, the cry goes up, a breaching whale is seen.
Bit of an Irish
The
accent there.
longboats manned and low red.
Low red again.
Lookouts' eyes were keen. The hunt begins, the whalers chant, the oarsmen strain and pull. The whaling ship won't turn for port till her holds are full. The boat seems small, the men seem weak beside the mighty whale, but its gentle nature seals its fate. The harpoon never fails. The mighty whales had no defense.
Oh yeah, I'm liking this one.
Against our sharpened spears, we slaughtered them for meat and oil for many, many years. Their numbers fell to record lows all throughout the world, and all the while nobody cared, and bloody waters swirled.
I like that. That is a very, very nice sounding song. That could be what I go with in the end. But let's have a listen to the next one and see what they came up with. This platform comes up with some very interesting versions.
The Thar she blows, the cry goes up, a breaching whale is seen.
Again, we got a bit of an Irish accent there.
Longboats manned and low red, the lookout's eyes were keen. The hunt begins, the whalers chant,
Also not bad.
the oarsmen strain and pull. The whaling ship won't turn for port till her holds are full. The boat seems small, the men seem weak beside the mighty whale, but its gentle nature seals its fate. The harpoon never fails. The mighty whales had no defense against our sharpened spears. We slaughtered them for meat and oil for many, many years. Their numbers fell to record lows all throughout the world, and all the while nobody cared, and bloody waters swirled.
Okay, that's good too. Good grief. Sometimes it's very hard to pick a version to go with. We'll see. This is a different style. Moody, cinematic. Let's have a listen and see what they've come up with here.
Thar she blows, the cry goes up, a breaching whale is seen. The longboats manned and low red, the lookout's eyes were keen.
At this stage, there's not really much point in going through all the versions here. It's a bit of time wasting. The other versions that it produced really weren't as good as the first one. The second one wasn't bad, but for some reason there was a glitch with the program, and that version was lost, so I didn't have a chance to save it. It would have been really interesting to listen to both of those in full and see what they were like. But yeah, I settled on the first version. It just really seemed to capture the mood of the song, pretty much exactly what I wanted. You can play around with these things quite a lot and yeah, just tweak them. You won't always get exactly what you want, but you can get close. Now, unfortunately, with this one, there was a bit of a problem at the end of the song where it dropped some lyrics, and what I had to do was export it and take it into Suno and get Suno to try and generate something that fitted in and finished the song off. Now, when you listen to the song on the channel, you might just notice there's a little bit at the end there that's not quite right, and that's the reason for that, because I couldn't regenerate the song exactly as it was, and that's one of the failings with this platform. You need to be able to regenerate a song exactly the way you had it in the first place, and then make changes to it. If you can't do that, then the platform is not doing its job properly. And that's one of the things you can do with Suno. It makes Suno probably one of the best platforms around for editing songs and making changes, extending it, changing lyrics, that sort of thing, once you've got the first version that you want to work with. So that's where Suno really comes into its own. Any case, that's given you a bit of an overview of how you can set about writing songs. Of course, the writing process is up to you. You write your own lyrics, and it's what I would suggest you do. It's not that hard to write lyrics. You need to have a bit of a talent to write really spot-on lyrics that people are going to resonate with. But most people could write their own lyrics, do a bit of a rhyme, play around with the sound of the song, and get something you're happy with. You know, it's not going to be something that a singer is going to pick up and turn into a hit song on radio most of the time, but you never know. If you're lucky, you might just find that happens to you as well. But these AI platforms are here to stay. They're not going anywhere. So the music industry is going to have to get used to what's going on with these. There's a lot of them around. My suggestion is just try a few different ones. Don't settle for the first one you come across. They all have differences. They all have sort of weird little quirky things. A lot of them are in development at the moment. Suno is a pretty mature product. It works pretty well. It does have that problem of regenerating songs that are quite similar to each other. But I'm working with it quite extensively, and also I'm working with this Tuny platform. Tuny is a bit buggy at the moment. It does some weird things, like you can see it lost that song there. There's a gap now in between the top two where it lost the second song, which was a shame because I thought that was a pretty good one. But yeah, hopefully that's been a bit of a helpful video for you and give you somewhere to start looking if you want to start to create your own songs. Now, thanks for watching, and hopefully you enjoy some of the songs I'm putting up on the channel. I will probably from time to time make the odd video like this and just have a talk about how I'm going and what I'm learning in the creation of these songs. So we'll catch you later, guys. Thanks for watching. See you later. Cheers.